Hey YouTubers, it's Vince Romano26 here, and I'm coming to you today with an eBay haul. It's basically classic movies and classic TV shows. I got 3 TV shows that are extremely popular with American culture. So I went on a craze. I'll show you guys the TV shows first because I've only got 3, and then I've got a stack of DVDs of different movies. Mostly Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor. And a few James Dean in there, too. You guys will probably recognize a lot of these movies because they are so classic and they're just universal. Okay, I guess I'll start off with where my camera is facing. You guys can see that I have the complete series of I Love Lucy. I have been wanting this box set forever. I'm telling you, I've watched I Love Lucy. I absolutely love the show, pardon the pun with love. I bought this box set off eBay coincidentally for $50, and the person that was who sold it to me was locally. She lived in the next town over from me. So I got that for $50, and I'd seen it at Best Buy, for a few years, and they want like $130 for this, and I do not want to be paying that kind of price. So I'm happy about that. I haven't watched it in a long time just because, school. I've been focusing on my haul videos and my secondhand shopping, my eBay, all the stuff that's going on in my personal life, and so I haven't had the chance, but I'm happy that I own this, and for $50, I was really happy. She originally had it up for $65, her best offer. I put in $50 thinking she wasn't going to take it, and then it said best offer accepted, and I was pretty happy about that. So I Love Lucy. If you guys have not seen or heard of that show, go onto YouTube, watch some of the episodes, and, And this comes with much more than just the whole series. You get like a Lucy Goes to Holland, and just like a movie that they did, their TV show, like their talk show that they did. Just a completely universal show. I mean, every generation that has grown up from the 1950s up to now knows I Love Lucy. So that was a good find to me. Alright, if we move over to this next show. Oh, by the way, I Love Lucy started, I think, it debuted in 1951, it ended in 1959. So, to the end of the 50s, I Love Lucy was always there. The next TV show that I want to talk to you guys about is Bewitched. It ran from 1964 to 1972. I love Bewitched. I don't know how I actually came to like it a lot. Oh, you know what it was? I bought first 3 episodes of the series from the Goodwill a few years, like maybe a year or 2 ago, and I watched the first 3 episodes, and I really started to get into it. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to buy the series, and I didn't want to spend about maybe $40-50 on this set. They don't retail for that, so some people try to ask ridiculous prices. I saw them for $34.99, I saw them for $31.99. And then one day, I think it was right after Christmas. It was the start of 2015, like back in January. And I saw on eBay when I was scrolling through just to see if they had offered them for a good deal that I think it was Operation Gratitude, like it helped the money and stuff that they generate goes to the military, giving them care packages and stuff. They offered Bewitched, the complete series, for $23.75. I was not passing up buying that for $23.75. I was really, really happy about that because that was a steal. And I went to Sam's Club. I had been looking for this set for ages because I didn't want to pay the shipping and everything, but they shipped it for free for me, so that was awesome. Anyway, I went to Sam's Club for maybe a year and a half looking for this set. They had it at Christmas time, and I just didn't think about getting it at the time. So they wanted $29.99. At Sam's Club for this set, and I was like, no. So I got that for $23.75. That is a steal. I mean, it's only $6 off, but that's still an insanely good deal. And there's a bunch of discs in there. The show was extremely popular. It's universal now. And that was starring Elizabeth Montgomery, Dick York, Dick Sargent in later years when Dick York's health kind of took a turn for the worst, and Agnes Moorehead, who plays Mother. And then after Bewitched, another very, very iconic TV show starred Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman was I Dream of Jeannie. I got this from the same dealer, Operation Gratitude. I got this for $19.75. Retails for $24.99, even though that's not that much of a price difference. It was still a good deal. And like I said, anything that goes to supporting our military and giving them care packages, I will buy whatever the hell it takes to give them whatever they need. So anyway, this show started in 1965, just a year after Bewitched started, and then this show ended in 1970. It was another really great show because it was mystical, it was humorous, it was charming, there was nothing inappropriate about it. So that was just another good show, and Barbara Eden just won over her audience. Like, you know, that charm of hers with being Jeannie, just no one else could mask it, or no one else could do it. So yeah, if you are really interested in buying these 3 sets here, definitely check out eBay. Amazon is a little bit of a gamble. I mean, they want close to retail for it, even if it's used. So my best bet to you all is check out eBay. There are plenty of people who are trying to sell the sets, new and in like new condition. See what you can get in terms of the cheaper prices. You should be able to find something. So definitely check these out. And then the next thing that I want to show you guys is a set of Jane Mansfield's movies. Any of you guys don't know who Jane Mansfield is, I'm a huge fan of hers. She was a blonde bombshell of the 1950s. Around the time that Marilyn Monroe was around, I call her the generic Marilyn Monroe because she did her hair all bleach blonde, and it was kind of in the style of Jean Harlow, but that's where Marilyn's inspiration for her blonde hair came from. So here is the set right here, the Jane Mansfield collection, and I got this for $19.97. That was the cheapest price available. And the package comes with The Girl Can't Help It. Sorry. The Sheriff of Fractured Jaw, which I have not watched yet. And it comes with Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter. The Girl Can't Help It came out in 1956, around the time that The Girl Can't Help It came out in 1956 when the start of the rock and roll era came out. So if any of you guys are, interested in seeing how rock and roll took effect on teenagers, young adults back in 1956, definitely watch that movie because they play some very, very iconic rock and roll songs for the time. So if you really want to see how it was like to live through the era of rock and roll, definitely check out The Girl Can't Help It. While it features Jane Mansfield playing that dumb blonde character, lots of famous musicians, Fats Domino, Little Richard, people like that, had little clips of them singing in the clubs and everything, and it was wicked awesome. I will watch that movie again. Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter, I liked, but I have to say I like The Girl Can't Help It much more. Just because of the iconic images that it gave. I haven't watched The Sheriff of Fractured Jaw yet, so I don't know how that's going to be. But what's really nice about this collection is, I think it's on The Girl Can't Help It. Let me look. Yeah, there's Jane Mansfield's biography that A&E did for her back in 2004. You know, it has her first husband in it. It has her daughter, Jane Marie, who was born in 1950 when she was 17 years old. It just goes over her life. I mean, she only lived 34 years, but she gave a lot while she was here. I mean, don't get me wrong, that woman was a woohoo. Anyway, that's my movies, or I'm sorry, my TV shows, and then I got this collection. So that's that for my TVs and then the classics. Now we're going to get to the individual DVDs. So the very first one that I bought was this one right here. Ooh, and pardon the glare. Okay, so this one I got for $3. It's 4 Marilyn Monroe favorites in a one-case DVD. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes has to be one of my all-time favorites. Love that. And, you know, Jane Russell and Marilyn Monroe together, two absolutely insanely beautiful women, you know, going on a cruise ship, Marilyn playing that dumb blonde character. I think her name was Lorelei Lee, and Jane Russell's character was Dorothy Shaw. Then the next one is How to Marry a Millionaire with Betty Grable and Lauren Bacall. That was another one of my favorites. I loved that movie a lot. And then these three I really, really liked a lot. The 7-Year Itch was another good one. Again, Marilyn Monroe playing that dumb blonde image, you know. So these were really great for their time, and they're still very classic, and I love them. I thought Some Like It Hot was great in terms of Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon dressing up as women just to get into a band. You know, I thought it was good, but in a way it kind of showed Marilyn in a role that was just not key to who she was. I think this was around the time that drugs started to take over her life, so it was affecting her acting and everything. But other than that, Some Like It Hot was hysterical. I loved it. So that's Some Like It Hot. Alright, the next movie that I got is A Streetcar Named Desire with Vivien Leigh and Marlon Brando. I've heard a lot of great reviews for this movie, and like I said, I really went nuts going with classic movies that I knew were very, very iconic in American history. So I decided, why not pop on that? I think I got that for like $4. And then the next film is a James Dean film, East of Eden, one of his only 3 films because he was killed in a car crash on September 30th of 1955. So that'll be 60 years that this guy's been gone. That's crazy to think this month will be 60 years. And I heard really good reviews about this one too. I looked it up on IMDb, and IMDb is a very, very critical website. You know, some of the better movies that were just great were rated so poorly. Most classic movies were rated pretty well, but I wanted to make sure that I got the good ones. So East of Eden, I got. I think that was 3 or 4. Most of them range from $2.50 all the way up to about $4, $10. I'll get to that one later. I went a little nuts with Liz Taylor movies. I thought Liz Taylor in her heyday, 1940s, 1950s, 60s, she kind of started to get that little rebellious, non-formal portion of the decade of the 50s. I watched Cat on a Hot Tin Roof shortly before the semester started up at school again, and I really, really liked that movie. You know, the idea of a guy who's not in touch with his father, just doesn't have the relationship, and he drinks to get away from all the trouble that surrounded him growing up and that kind of thing. And Elizabeth Taylor playing that Maggie the Cat image of, you know, a wife who wants to, you know, with her husband. It was just great. If you guys haven't seen Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, I highly recommend it. And then this whole thing was $2.50. I got Butterfield 8, which portrays Liz Taylor in 1960 as a prostitute, I guess. And then we got Father of the Bride, which Liz Taylor did in 1950, before her marriage to that scumbag Nicky Hilton, that drinking loser jerk. And this had ambitions for her real wedding to that jerk. So I haven't seen that. And then The Sandpiper, which was a classic to Liz Taylor's love with Richard Burton, who sadly died of a hemorrhage when he was 58. I think that was in the mid-1980s. So this was a really, really good deal for $2.50. So I was happy about that. And here's another one of Jane's movies. Oh, sorry for the out of focus. Kiss Them For Me with Cary Grant and Susie Parker. Not rated really well in terms of, you know, quality of the movie. To me, I think it's going to be a good movie. A lot of people only wanted to see that movie because of Jane's physical dimensions, which I don't blame them because she had unbelievable dimensions. But I really want to see what it's like because this is about soldiers coming back from leave. I think it was portraying World War II and, you know, kind of the emotional toll that it takes on soldiers who fight in the war because war changes people. Some people don't think it does, but it really does. So I can't wait to see that. That was from 1957. I think I got that for like $3. This came from the thrift store. I think it was $2 and something. The last time I saw Paris with Van Johnson and Donna Reed. I've never seen this movie. This is actually the Canadian disc. Starring Walter Pidgeon and Eva Gabor. I wonder if that's Zsa Zsa Gabor's sister. So I'm going to see how this is. It wasn't rated really well, but I got that for whatever it was. It was like 25%, so I got it for 75 cents off. So that was about $2.25. And then this is a very, very iconic James Dean movie. Anybody who loves James Dean knows this movie. Rebel Without a Cause, starring Sal Mineo, Natalie Wood. This movie actually gave Natalie Wood that teenage adult image that she had been craving because she was mostly getting child roles and she just was not willing to play those roles anymore. So, anyway, very, very iconic movie. James Dean in this movie it's portraying the time changing where, you know, rebellious kids are trying to be the hero of everything and just that kind of stuff. Again, another movie I highly recommend. I think I got this for like $4. And then this was another Natalie Wood movie, West Side Story. It was a kind of a modern, quote-unquote, retelling of Romeo and Juliet musical. I liked it. We watched it in high school. I watched it my freshman year during English class. We were comparing Romeo and Juliet to West Side Story. So I thought that was really, really cool. And it was from 1961, so just 2 years after the 50s ended. So, you know, you can still see a little bit of the 50s style and stuff like that. So that was a good movie. That was $3. Okay, and we have Liz Taylor and Richard Burton's movie, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? You know, a drunk couple who, you know, argue a lot and stuff like that. I wanted to see this because it was rated so well with critics and everything like that. Bought it sealed for maybe $4. So I'm excited to see that because that's something that a lot of people enjoyed back then, even up to now. And then we've got this movie here, Suddenly Last Summer, with Montgomery Clift and Katharine Hepburn. I understand that Liz Taylor was very, very close with Montgomery Clift. She had a very, very interesting relationship with gay men. At a time when a lot of homosexual individuals were closeted and, you know, were shamed and kind of invisible to society. They kept it in the closet just for that reason. So, you know, she was just an amazing woman. Like, you know, to instill someone's trust in homosexuality at a time when it was completely taboo and, you know, build relationships with them where, you know, at a time when it was just completely not acceptable to do that. She was stubborn. I would have messed with that woman in a heartbeat about that kind of thing, because I know if I'd have talked to her about it when she was alive, like in her last days, I probably would have gotten decked by a cane. I wouldn't have messed with her about that. But this movie came out in '59. If any of you guys haven't seen this movie, this is the movie that Liz Taylor starred in a bathing suit, like a white piece bathing suit. If you want to see the picture of her in that, go onto Google and type in Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor in Suddenly Last Summer, and her iconic image in a bathing suit will pop up. So, there we go on that. Okay, this was my most expensive DVD. This was $10. A lot of people bought them for higher than that, so I wasn't afraid to pay $10 for this. This is A Place in the Sun. I think this was the movie that Liz Taylor first did with director George Stevens, starring Montgomery Clift and Shelley Winters. Basically, Liz Taylor and Montgomery Clift I think Montgomery Clift had two women that he was falling in love with, and then, you know, I think he falls closely in love with Liz Taylor in the film, and as the narrator of Liz Taylor's biography, A Place in the Sun transformed Elizabeth's image of a teenage star to that of a desirable woman. And it was true because, I mean, in 1950, I think that's when they actually filmed the movie, and it's released in 1951, Liz Taylor was engaged to that scumbag Nicky Hilton, and then, you know, it just changed her image because she was 19 years old when the movie debuted. It was from 1951, so she was born in 32, so that makes her 19. So it just changed her image as her whole image in Hollywood changed as years went on. So definitely check out A Place in the Sun. And again, I haven't watched most of these because I just haven't had the time, but, you know. Another very famous movie that she did that earned her high ratings was Giant, and that starred another homosexual individual, Rock Hudson. Basically a story of people in Texas, I think, just trying to survive. I haven't read the full summary. So Giant is a movie of huge scale and grandeur in which three generations of land-rich Texans love, swagger, connive, and clash in a saga of family strife, racial bigotry, and conflict between cattle barons and newly rich oil tycoons. Okay, so basically, just a family clash. I can't believe it was rated G for 1956. That's crazy to me. So that was another really good movie. I can't wait to watch that. I got this movie sealed for $3. Singing in the Rain with Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and another one of my favorite 50 stars, Debbie Reynolds. For those of you who don't know much about Debbie Reynolds, if any of you guys have heard of Carrie or Todd Fisher, those were her children with singing recorder Eddie Fisher. Carrie Fisher was Princess Leia in Star Wars during the 1970s, so if you guys have seen that franchise, you'll know that Princess Leia is Carrie Fisher. So this is just another good movie. I think this came out when Debbie was like 20. So that was in 1952. Yeah, the movie debuted in 1952. And I heard how great this movie was, and my dad's kind of like, you're watching musicals, and I'm just like, it's a classic movie. I've never seen it. It's rated so well. I just want to see it. So I was like, for $3, I was not passing this up. And it's sealed. Brand new. Never been watched by anyone. Alright, my last two movies that I want to show you guys are featuring holiday-themed movies, and I'm sure you guys have heard of these, and you're probably thinking that everyone knows about these. My first one is a James Stewart movie from 1946 called It's a Wonderful Life. Kind of like an idea of an angel coming to James Stewart's what do you call it? Like his, like he's thinking life is really hard and, life would be better without him. And he, has an angel visit him and just show him all the things that would be different if he were not alive and influencing the people in his life that he already has. He looks at it and he gets a totally new image of it. It's a great holiday movie, classic from the 40s. And apparently this disc came out in 2006 to celebrate the 60th anniversary of It's a Wonderful Life. I was really happy to have been able to get this for the price that I did. I haven't seen these movies at I saw my next movie at a market one time and I passed it up because it was just in horrible condition. So I was really happy about getting this. I can't wait to watch this movie either. It looks so good. And it's so classic. Okay, and my last movie for this video features Natalie Wood, Edmund Gwenn, and Maureen O'Hara. Miracle on 34th Street, which was released in 1947. Natalie Wood playing a jaded New Yorker who pretends to believe in Saint Nick. It was Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, and Edmund Gwenn. Natalie Wood, this was around the time that she started getting, she became famous. This is the movie that made her famous. And I had seen so much about it, I just can't wait to watch it. Because, again, it's another classic Christmas movie. Now, my generation, we have Home Alone, that, debuted in 1990. And I love Home Alone, don't get me wrong, but I can't wait to watch these classic movies. So yeah, that is my eBay DVD movie and TV haul. If you like this video, make sure you leave a comment down below, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. And if you are interested in purchasing any of these sets or DVDs, make sure you check out eBay, check out Amazon, buy them for the cheapest price that you possibly can. Look around. My method for doing that is if I see a set like I Love Lucy or Bewitched for a really good price, I'm not looking now, but at the time when I was looking for them, I decided to click watch every time I saw one for a good price. And as I scrolled down, I looked at the shipping prices through my watch list, and I decided, okay, this one was better than that one, or that one's the same, so I just debated, and then I chose the cheapest one, and then I bought it. So yeah, try to see if you can follow my methods when it comes to buying these. But definitely, if you guys really want to capture your childhood, or if you want to give kids a better, more appropriate kind of TV viewing as opposed to all the trash that's on TV now, these are definitely great for that. And if you want to make memories with your kids watching this, as many of those who grew up watching I Love Lucy, Bewitched, and all these other classic movies, definitely consider getting these. I bought all of this for probably under, I would say under $400, which is a steal. everything. And I'm talking about the movies that I just showed you guys, and I'm talking about this set here. It was probably all under maybe 300 or 200. So you can get this stuff at a really good price. Forget Best Buy. Forget all that those other retail places. If you want these pieces, eBay and Amazon are the best places to go. So yeah, that's my video, and make sure that you check out all my other videos, because I have a lot of other haul videos. And for those of you who are newly subscribed to my channel, I really, really appreciate it. And if you're interested in learning more about myself and what I like, you can check out my previous videos. I'm considering doing an all about me video, because I kind of did a something similar to that, but it wasn't really all about me. It was more of my family history. So yeah, thank you all for watching.